Greetings and salutations. I've had an interesting day. So it's it's like quarter to midnight. I've just got home. I'm gonna eat my ice cream and tell you about my day. So basically, I met up with Chris today, who is Tinder guy, in case you don't remember his name, and probably do though. We went to Manchester. He lives in Manchester, so I went to Manchester. But Manchester, and he took me to this place called like V Revolution, which is like a vegan junk food place. Amazing. Okay. So good. Like I ordered like a chicken burger. It tastes like chicken. It's exactly. It looked like chicken too. Brilliant. Like it's really weird. They like served the food to us in bags, so I got like my burger and then like crisps, like tortilla crisps, and because I have a difficult time eating things, I needed a fork basically and a knife. So and I went. So like Chris went up to the counter for me and asked for some cutlery. And he came back. They were like, "Oh, they're gonna bring you some," but they looked at me really weird when I asked them for some. Like, I don't think it's a common occurrence. That was quite funny. So she like came with some forks for me, which was nice of her. Um, but yeah, funny thing about that place, I'm gonna take my dad there when he comes because it's super good. Honestly, I think his girlfriend might like it too because like even though it's vegan, it looks and tastes exactly like meat. I'm not a big fan of a lot of meat substitutes. I quite like chicken substitutes, mainly because I like quite like chicken when I ate meat. Um, not a big fan of like most other meat substitutes. They tend to taste kind of weird to me, but I quite like chicken substitutes. So mine was very good. Chris's looked really good as well. And they have like milkshakes and really nice like organic soft drinks. I had a cherry one, which was really good. A really pretty color as well. It was like completely like blood red. It was gorgeous. And the food's really pretty and it's so good. So I can't wait for that. He also told me about like a vegetarian cafe. Um, that's like close to his house, and might check that out soon and see if it's good and take my dad there. Um, yeah. The funny thing about it though is like it's a vegan restaurant, like next door to like a steakhouse, and the steakhouse has like a little comic thing um in their foyer, and the foyer is completely glass so you can see in, and it's basically just like a comic mocking veganism. And it's like you do realize they're next door. Like it's not very nice, but yeah. Um, and we went. There's really fancy cinema. It had like ridiculously comfy chairs and a bar, like a proper bar. So we had some drinks and so this movie called High Rise, which was super amazing. So spoilers for High Rise because I'm gonna explain this movie to you. It's really fucking surreal, but I liked it. I think you might like it. It's got a really it's based on a novel, and now I really want to read the novel because the movie was really fucking surreal. So I can't imagine what the book's like. Probably really good. I also probably really like it because I felt the whole thing had this really sort of Chuck Palahniuk, Bret Easton Ellis kind of vibe, and I like those kinds of things. Like Bret Easton Ellis is just a god among men. So Chuck Palahniuk, they're both amazing. Um. So yeah, it seems like something I like. The book seems like something I like as well because I love really Chuck Palahniuk and Bret Easton Ellis as authors. Um. I had a bit of an argument with Chris because I love Bret Easton Ellis because he's hilarious, but he doesn't find him funny. Like he used to follow him on like social media, and then he's just like, oh, he says all these awful things. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the kind of person he is. And I told him to go read the essay that he wrote called something called like In the Land of the Magical Gay Elves or something like that, which is basically about this sort of Hollywood stereotype of homosexuals and how he doesn't fit into that, and so he gets shunned. And that Milo talks about that essay sometimes. It's a fantastic essay. Do recommend. But yeah, called The High Rise, or just High Rise. It's a new film. It has like Tom Hiddleston in it. He's the main character, and he's super cool in it. So basically, he plays this guy called like Dr. Robert Lane, and he's some kind of like neuropsychologist or something like that. It's psychology, but he like focuses on like actual physical thing of the brain. And there's like this bit in the movie where he like peels the face off of the skull, and it's really graphic and looks really good. And Chris flinched, and yeah. Basically, what happens is this doctor, he moves into a high-rise building, and so quite a unique building, and he's on like floor 25 or something, and there's like 30, no, like 30, there's like 40 floors. Right, so people on the lower floors, like the people who are on like the ground floor and so the lower floors, that's kind of like poorer people and people with families, and the top floors are like the crazy fucking rich people who like have a terrace on the roof where they ride horses and play cricket. It's and like that's where the guy who designed the building lives. He lives on the top floor, and he's just called the architect or Royale because that's his last name. And these two groups don't really mingle with each other because why would the rich people mingle with the peasants and their children? And so he moves in and he gets invited to. So he's on the 25th floor. So he's kind of with the sort of slightly more, like he's not really with the fancy people. Like they are on like floor 30 and up. That's the fancy people. So he's kind of, he's fine. So he like gets invited to a party with the lady who lives on the floor above him, and it's like a really. This film takes place in like the sort of late 60s or so, late 60s, early 70s, and like it's a crazy drug fueled alcohol sex party. And like everyone smokes like chimneys. There's like a heavily pregnant woman in this film who does nothing but chain smoke and drink wine. She's amazing. So yeah, and then he ends up sort of mingling with both groups because he befriends the architect, and so he started going to mingle with both groups. It's not very common, and then there's like a character in this film called Moss, who's like one of his students, and he is on like the 35th floor, so he's one of the really, really fancy people. And the doctor thinks this, like Tom Hiddleston, he thinks this guy is like really smug and really annoying and really pretentious. So like during one of his lectures, the guy faints because he's like peeling the face off of a skull. And so he sends him for a brain scan because he hit his head. And the brain scan comes back and it's fine, but because Tom Hiddleston's really pissed at him, he like tells him he has a brain tumor and try and like knock him down a peg. That really backfires because the guy like ends up getting really drunk and jumping off his balcony and dies quite clearly, so he commits suicide. Which is very sad, but and things are really crazy because the building's really weird. So like the people on the lower floors keep like losing power and water, and then like because they all have children, and the children like get banned from the swimming pool and things like that, and they get told that they need to stop like having their parties because they're really loud, and so they like start this revolt basically, and before you know it, the entire building is in like chaos. This building's like crazy. There's like a swimming pool and there's like a supermarket in the building. What? So basically, like what happens is that the poorer people on the bottom floors start this kind of like revolt, and it's like breaking shit and attacking people and kidnapping the rich people, and the rich people are kidnapping the poor people, and then people are dying because like everything goes crazy and everything like descends into anarchy, and like the food from the supermarket begins to get lesser and lesser, and then people are like killing each other over food, and then the power is just like permanently off, and all the rich people are like hiding in the architect's apartment just getting drunk and like fucking each other all the time. And then they like resort to like eating their pets. Like they have dogs and horses when there's no food, so they end up eating the pets. And then yeah, it's completely ridiculous. And like the doctor, like Tom Hiddleston, he begins to like descend into madness. Insane movie. Like if you're like into like the kind of brightest analogy Chuck Palahniuk kind of stuff. And which is from me, like, you like American Psycho, right? This is kind of American Psycho-y. This is really American Psycho-y Fight Club kind of. It's really cool. I do recommend. It's completely insane. That was super fun, and then we just, like, after the movie, we just went and had some drinks at this really cute pub. And I think we're gonna meet up again soon and go to the movies again. I'm gonna go see The Boy, which is like this movie where this like American girl becomes a nanny for this rich family in the UK, but their child is like a doll. I already know what it's like, because like I watched midnight screening, so I watched the Cinema Snob review it, so I know what it is. Like, he explained it vaguely. He just kind of went, you know, this movie is basically just like, the ending is basically just Bad Ronald, and I was like, oh, so, but Bad Ronald's really good, so I don't really care. He said he liked it anyway, like, it was entertaining, but it wasn't like anything unique or anything like that, again, because it's just basically just like, the ending is basically just Bad Ronald, but I want to see it. So Chris and I are gonna go see it, and yeah, and he invited me to come see like his band's playing next month, so I might go to that. Lots of fun stuff. And then my dad's gonna come, and I'm gonna make him eat vegan food, and we're gonna buy records and do stuff. I think that's been my day. So, also, have you caught up on Criminal Minds? Because shit has gone down, okay? If you haven't seen it, it's just, I'm not gonna tell you if you haven't seen it, but latest episode, which was episode 18, I believe it was. Hang on, I'm checking. What was the last one? Yeah, episode 18, that was the latest one, and shit went down. Like, the last 3 episodes, shit has been going down. So, if you haven't caught up, do, because, oh my god. So, yeah. Now, ice cream. So, I'm done. Hope to chat with you soon. Hope you enjoyed my little story. Catch up on Criminal Minds. Go see High Rise. Tom Hiddleston is super fucking hot in it, and he's super creepy. And everyone's super creepy. Yeah, that's about it. Bye-bye.